number 7. Let us understand what are company meetings. Now, in a joint stock company, there are people who work. Yes, and this is a popular form of business organization. And it is a huge and a large business organization. So, here the members are large in number. They are treated as owners of the company, but they are scattered all over wide area. See, we have investors in joint stock company and they can invest anywhere from any corner of the world, right? And they have their own business. Hence, they cannot manage the company affairs. So it becomes necessary for a joint stock company to make separation of ownership from management. So these are all our investors in the joint stock company. And since they are scattered all over the world, all over the globe, they cannot come in the company's office and work. So for that, some people, that is, some members and directors come together. They discuss company-related matters. They exchange ideas, opinions. They also determine the business plan and policies. And they take collective decisions at a meeting. Okay, so they discuss important things. They discuss all about company related information, all about business matters. Hence, meetings are necessary for the purpose of discussing various issues relating to the company and arrive at decisions. Yes, so meetings are important. Without meeting, we cannot discuss with each other. We cannot communicate with each other. Important issues, ideas are discussed during company meetings. So, let us understand the meaning of meeting. Yes, now, the term meeting is derived from the Latin word meta. Meta means face to face. And a meeting may be defined as gathering or assembling of two or more persons for transacting lawful business. See, they are not meeting for doing time pass. They are discussing lawful business, and it is gathering of two or more persons. Okay, so let us see the definition for meeting. According to Shaw and Smith, company meeting is an assembly of people connected with the company who have gathered for the purpose of discussing matters related to it. Now, what they are going to discuss in the meeting should be known to the people. We will be talking on it in a moment. Yes, and it is assembly of people. People come together. They are connected with the company and they have some purpose to discuss. Hence, a meeting is assembly of people to conduct lawful business. Yes, so there are official gatherings of shareholders, directors, key managerial personnel, creditors. So all these people can come together, meet, discuss related to the issues of the company and arrive at decisions. Hence, we also need to know the importance of company meeting. Yes, do you think that meetings are important? Yes, they are, right? Because lot of things can be discussed in company meetings. So let us discuss each of the importance. First, it is an opportunity for members to come together. See, people come together, they meet, they exchange ideas, they exchange their culture, tradition, knowledge, values, skills. So it's an opportunity for members to come together. Then in the meeting, minutes of the previous meeting is discussed. Now, what are minutes? We will be talking on it in a future class. Also, in a meeting, fixation and implementation of policies, plans, and programs are done. Important things are decided, and how it is to be executed, whatever decisions taken, are fixed. Then, there is also analysis of problems. If there are certain problems in the company meeting or in the company, then these problems are discussed. There are certain solutions which can be thought about, and accordingly the analysis of the problems can be done which face. Now we will talk about company meetings and their problems. So if there are any issues related to the company and they need to be sorted out, then company meetings are an easy option for analyzing the problems. So in the company meetings, we can discuss about the problems and we can try to solve and arrive at a solution. Now, legal requirements. The company need to follow the rules and regulations, the law. Now, the companies follow Companies Act 2013, and related to it, whatever rules and regulations are mentioned, the company need to follow. Also, government rules and regulations need to be followed. Yes, you cannot ignore government rules and regulations. So, legal formalities, whatever related to arranging the meeting, conducting the meeting, and conveying the meeting is done by the company representatives. So all that is taken care by the members in the joint stock company or the board of directors. But if we talk about other elements, there are certain things like appointment of directors, auditors, again about financial statements, auditor's report, costing of the product, purchase of an asset, expansion of a firm. So there are many things in company which require meeting for discussing. Hence, company meetings are important. Okay, so importance of company meetings can be a 5-mark or a 4-mark short note. Okay, so you can write it for short note. Now, let us understand the essentials of valid meeting. Meetings play a very important role in the company. Yes, we discuss important things which are valid, which are important, and they need to be properly conveyed, properly constituted, properly conducted as per the Companies Act 2013 and also as per the Articles of Association of the company. Hence, we need to understand what are the essentials of valid meeting. Now, let us see. Meetings must contain, they should be properly conveyed, properly constituted, and properly conducted. So, let us see the proper conveying of meeting. Okay. Now, for proper conveying of meeting, we require proper authority. We also need notice and agenda. So today we will discuss all the three. Okay. Now, when we talk about proper authority, it means the proper authority is board of directors. Okay. Now, from the members, there are promoters, there are first directors, there are people who voluntarily want to work for the company. And these people who come together for working of a company, they need to buy certain shares. And such shares are also called as qualification shares. Now, so the people who work for the company at a managerial level are called as board of directors. Okay, so board of directors are the proper authority to call for a meeting, and sometimes under certain special circumstances, when the meeting is not conducted by the joint stock company or the board of directors, then members can call a meeting, or they can approach National Company Law Tribunal or central government to call a meeting. Now, for conducting a meeting, the secretary should call by issuing notice to the proper authority. So, notice under Companies Act 2013, Section 101 is the second most important aspect in a valid meeting. So, it is an advance written intimation containing day, date, time, and place given by the company to all those who are entitled to receive it. Okay, so here notice is an important aspect. Without notice, company meeting cannot be possible, because people need to know now when the meeting is. So the day, date, time, and place is to be known to the member who has to attend the company meeting. So notice is very, very important. Okay. Now, let us understand what does the notice contain. So we will understand the contents of notice. Every notice of company meeting must specify type of the meeting, the exact day and date, time and place of the meeting, the agenda of meeting, and it should also contain a statement that member is entitled to appoint a proxy. Now, what is agenda? We will be just discussing now in a moment. And member is entitled to appoint a proxy. It means if a person is unable to attend the meeting, then he will appoint someone else to be present in the meeting for attending on behalf of him. Okay, so here he will fill up a form. The member will fill up a form because the member himself is busy and there's an important meeting and he has to attend it, but due to some technical reasons he cannot attend. So he will fill up a form called as proxy form, and he will appoint a proxy person to attend the meeting. Now, if any, hence over here, it should contain a statement that if any person has appointed a proxy. So in the notice, there should be a mention of it, because when people assemble in the meeting and if they see some new person over there, then they may get confused as who is this person sitting in our meeting. So it should be clearly mentioned in the notice that so and so will be appointed as a proxy for that particular meeting by that particular member. Now, if any special resolution is to be passed, it must be mentioned as special resolution in notice. Okay, now what is special resolution? See, resolution also we are going to talk about in our coming chapters. There are 3 types of resolution. I will be discussing all that in our coming topics. So here you just remember that for a special resolution, 75% of majority of votes are required. Okay, till now only this much you remember. What are resolutions? We are going to do in our next lecture. Now, in case of special business to be transacted, statutory note and an explanatory statement must be given in the notice. Now, when a notice is drafted, important things are to be discussed, right? We are calling a meeting and important things are to be discussed. So anything very important or requires certain explanatory statements, it should be given in the notice. There can be certain things like, suppose for example, purchase of a fixed asset worth 50 lakhs. Now every member will think, oh, company is investing 50 lakh rupees. Then for what purpose it is? For why company is requiring that asset for? So an explanatory statement can be given in the notice. Okay, now next we will see the authority to send notice. As we said, the proper authority is Board of Directors. So Board of Directors have the authority to send notice. Next is authority to receive notice. Now, who will receive notice? Now, as per section 172 subsection 2, all the shareholders in case of shareholders meeting need to get a notice. Now, if an auditor is appointed, then the auditor need to get notice. If he is appointed, he has to be present in annual general meeting of the company. Now, what are different types of companies and the types of meetings? It will be taken up in our future lectures. So also if any legal representatives of deceased or insolvent member, if any person is no longer living and he was a member of a company, then even he is entitled to receive the notice. So the person whom he has appointed as nominee or legal representative, that person will get the notice. Also, the name of a person who appears in the register of members. Remember, register of members we had discussed in our previous class. So the person's name which appears first in the register of members, that person is entitled to receive notice. Okay, and also all the board of directors are required to get notice in case of board meeting or general meeting. Okay, so authority to receive notice we have just discussed. Now let us see the period of notice. Normally it is 21 clear days for receiving the notice. The notice should have 21 clear days before the actual meeting. Now, the day of sending the notice and the day of the meeting is to be excluded. We are not going to count that while counting 21 days. But for board meeting, it is 7 days, and for general meeting or shareholders meeting, it is 21 days. Okay. Next, we will see is ways of serving notice. Now, under section 172, subsection 2, how you will give the notice. Yes, now either it can be given personally or by ordinary post, or if certain person is a far off place and maybe having some transferable jobs or maybe having a field work type of job, he may not be at his home, then he may not know when the letter is being posted. So he may even ask for registered post so that it is legally and perfectly reaches his house. So he may even ask, but for that purpose that member has to pay certain special fees. Okay, if he wants to opt for registered post. Now that is possible only in India. Okay, that if he's a Indian citizen, then he can even ask for registered post or ordinary post. Now, if a member has no registered address in India, then it is sent to the address which is given by that member. He may give some communication address, then there the notice will be sent. Okay. Now, if any member wants the notice by registered post, then accordingly he also have to pay the charges for the same. I just now told you this. Yes. And notice can also be advertised. So this also company can do. It can advertise in the newspaper, and which can be an official record also for the company where the registered office of the company is situated. Now, if the company is printing it in the newspaper, then one regional language newspaper it has to print, and it will also print in an English newspaper. So wherever the registered office of the company is situated in that particular state, it can give in regional language newspaper as well as in English language newspaper. Now, as per the initiative of Ministry of Environment, company can also send notice through email. So that is most easy, nowadays emails, it is also cost saving, time saving, paper saving. So notice can be also given as an email. Now, a statement is to be sent along with the notice. That is section 102. Now, what is a statement? That if a special business is to be transacted, an explanatory statement is to be given about it in the notice. So it is to be sent along with the notice. So here, if anything is important, anything is special, then along with the notice, an explanatory statement can be given. Next, omission to give notice as per section 101 subsection 4. If the notice is not sent to one or more members deliberately, then the company meeting would become invalid. Okay, the company meeting will become invalid. Now, if the company purposely does not give notice to any of the member, then the member can raise his voice, he can go to company law tribunal, he can complain about the company, and accordingly he will get his rights. So notice is to be given to all the members who are entitled to receive. Okay, so here we complete with the important part of notice. Okay, now we will discuss about what is agenda. You must have heard this before, or you're listening it for the first time. Then agenda means a statement containing list of items to be discussed at the meeting. Now, who prepares this? The secretary prepares the agenda in consultation with the chairman. Okay, and it is sent along with the notice of the meeting. So the secretary prepares the agenda, he drafts it in consultation with the chairman, with the board of directors. An agenda is prepared. Once it is approved in the board meeting, then the instructions are given to the secretary, and the secretary then sends it along with the notice to the member at his registered address. At his registered address. Okay, so agenda is also very important. Without agenda, a person will not know how much time he has to be there in the company meeting. So in the notice, we come to know the day, date, time and place of the meeting. But in the agenda, we come to know what are the things that are going to be discussed in the meeting. So let us see the importance of agenda. Now, meeting can be efficiently conducted by chairman with the help of agenda. See, chairman is the person who presides over the meeting. We're also going to learn about chairman in the next lecture. Okay, so chairman is the person who will see whether the meeting is properly conducted or no. So with the help of agenda, he can discuss important things in the meeting. Now, the items as per the sequence of the agenda can be discussed by the chairman. Okay? Over here, the chairman will follow the sequence given in the agenda. And then he will discuss taking one point from the agenda in the meeting. Nowadays, there are virtual meetings. Hence, we discuss and take important decisions in virtual meetings. Due to the situation that is prevailing, virtual meetings are a great hit nowadays, right? Now, members can come well prepared for the meeting and can actively participate in the meeting. When they know as what things are going to get discussed, they can prepare some points and give their inputs, give their skills, give their information about the topic that is being discussed. Yes, so they can come well prepared. Now, all the items in the agenda should be discussed in the meeting. It should not be that the discussion on something is going for a long period of time, as they have to complete the entire list, that is the entire agenda is to be discussed. No point should be kept pending. Okay, so proper time management is also to be taken care of. Now, let us see the guidelines for preparation of agenda. Now, the secretary should keep in mind the following guiding principles. First, the agenda should be in simple language and brief and clear. It should not have ambiguous words. It should not have harsh words. It should not have flowery language. Okay, simple, easy to understand. At a glance, the person should be able to understand that what things are going to be discussed in the meeting. Normally, routine or general matters should be discussed first and special and continuous matters last. Now, why this is done? Because sometimes certain members can reach late to the meeting, and because of that, they can miss certain important instructions or important discussions in the meeting. Hence, important matters are kept last and routine or general matters are discussed first, so that the quorum of the meeting is present. Now, also similar matters should be placed in a sequence. Now, whatever you're discussing, suppose if the first point is related and the second point is also related to the first point, then the second point should be discussed along with the related matter only and not afterwards, because then it will break the link of the discussion. Hence, similar matters are placed in a sequence in the agenda. Also, all the items must be within the scope of the meeting. Within the scope of the meeting means whatever is mentioned in the agenda, that is only to be discussed in that particular meeting. No other outside topics to be discussed. Okay? Now, let us understand the different types of agenda. Now, there are two types of agenda, that is bare statement agenda, in which All the items are described in brief, like pointers. Just pointers are given, points are given. And in draft minutes agenda, in which items are given in detail. Okay, so explanatory notes are given. The pointers are there, along with that entire explanation is given. So that is draft minutes agenda. And in bare statement agenda, only all the items are described in brief. So they are just given in points. So for today, I have completed till agenda. In the next class, I will be taking proper constitution of meeting.